The governor visited the losers in the 20th June election. Do you see that as a good step forward?
Those contenders are not the losers. It is Ekiti people that are the losers. Those people, they came out to fly under a political party, and if they were rejected, that does not make them losers. The actual losers are Ekiti people who were bought to vote. They are the actual losers. Those people, they have their businesses, they will go back to their business. But Ekiti people will remain in Ekiti under abysmally performed governor for the next 4 years.
Now, the governor has, for the first time, is recorded as the first to break the jinx of not having consecutive 2 terms. The second jinx he has broken, according to reports, the 2 losers of that election has declined going to courts and to contest over the governorship election results. What do you see about these historical?
When you look at the history of Ekiti politics, there is nothing like a jinx or whatsoever. What we've witnessed over time was that Ekiti were alive politically. When a sitting governor underperformed, Ekiti people will rise together and vote such out in a second attempt. So those are the things we've witnessed. So it was not a jinx. It was as a result of actively participatory politics in Ekiti then. But let's look at what happened in between 2022 and 2026. Right from the primary, the city governor started to manipulate the whole process. You understand? He ensured that no competent aspirant were allowed to participate in the primary. Those who bought form were disqualified through the secretary of the party, who was alleged to be on the payroll of the governor of Ekiti. So that was not a gist that he emerged as the only candidate of APC. It was bought all through manipulated process. So how do you break a gist when you manipulate the entire process? When there is no discipline, no honesty of purpose in the whole exercise. So rather than break any jinx, he further draw himself to that jinx. Because Ekiti people are not fools. The other aspirant that did not go to court.
And this is for the first, this is the very first.
How many people do you think in Nigeria today trust the judiciary system? How many people? The bane of Nigerian underdevelopment, the crisis and challenges we are having in Nigeria today, lay heavily on the judicial system. Are they now the true and right umpire in various cases that we witness? Is there any constancy in their judgment? Is there any fairness in most of these cases? So how many people still trust the system? Because most Nigerians believe to get justice in Nigeria belongs to the highest bidder. That is the impression, the general impression. So why wasting your hard-earned resources when at the end of the day you are not going to get justice? And like I said earlier, Dr. Oluyede and Ambassador Bejide, they lost nothing. They offered themselves to the service of Ekiti state government, Ekiti state people, and the people decided to take 20,000, 15,000 instead of quality government. So it is the people that lost, not either of the two opponents. So they lost nothing.
Now let's look at the Kayode Ojo group within the APC, What is their fate today? Are they now integrated into the party fully, or what is their position?
You see, Kayode Ojo organization is a movement within APC. When you look at the composition of that organization, you will see people that are not like the present regular politicians. Our agitation is to have quality government in Ekiti. People who are driven into politics because of value they can add to the system. They are not the regular one who is looking for money, who is looking for fame. Most of us in the organization are not that kind of politicians. We are pushing for a better Ekiti. That is our objective. And it is, we've not been part of the government since 2022 because they see us as threat. We can not be bribed, and we are not going to compromise our position on Ekiti politics. So our focus is to see Ekiti that everyone will be proud of, not where the organ of government will become an instrument to drive their personal growth and development. So they can't, they will not even approach us, and we will not also go to them. We will be within the APC and we will continue to push for a better change. So that is our position. So we are not desperate for anything other than to see a better Ekiti evolving as expected. So that is our objective in Engineer Kayode Ojo organization.
Yeah, there were rumors that some of the followers of Kayode Ojo felt abandoned at the point in the struggle to have them actively involved in the process.
You see, the foundation members of Kayode Ojo, up to today, they've never complained. And I can tell you the 16 local government coordinators still have their weekly meeting regularly. Along this immediate past political process, a lot of people joined the Engineer Kayode Ojo organization because they also thought by the end of the process in this 2022, Engineer Kayode Ojo will emerge. So along the line, when they thought Engineer Kayode Ojo would go to court and he didn't, so those new people that join us had to go to either party A or party B. And when they get to their new home, they always refer to where they are coming from. So most of those people that left were not the original foundation member or those that are driving Engineer Kayode Ojo organization. We are still very, very intact. So we never leave because it is an ideology, not a personality. It's an ideology of a better Ekiti. That is what binds us together. And we cannot abandon that, no matter how long it takes. Some of us believe in long struggle. And I've been like that for so long. So I don't abandon whatever I believe. So we don't have any regret. We don't have any complaint. So the group and Engineer Kayode Ojo are still good fellows, jolly fellows. So that is the way it stands as of today.
Apart from vocal members of the Kayode Ojo followership, he personally has remained very silent and not too visible.
There was a terrible collusion against him. But Engineer Kayode Ojo is always a step ahead of most of Ekiti politicians. So he hardly complained. He hardly worry about anything. And most times, silence is also golden. Because if we have said one thing, Ekiti political jobbers, we translate it into 10 different things. And you cannot say that this is what a man who had said nothing said. So that is the situation. But those of us that very close to him, we talk time to time, we discuss, and we look at every possibilities. So we have not stopped talking. And those that are followers, we also keep them abreast on those messages and discussions. So nobody is left out.
You've mentioned INEC, you've mentioned the APC, you've mentioned Ekiti, people, maybe some other factors in the culpability, in the errors, in the flaws that led to the result of that election. Which of these would you hold most responsible for the way the election result went, or the whole process?
It's the people. It's the people. It is the people that will make the system work. But when the people abandon their civic responsibility because of stipends, then who will hold the systems accountable? Who will make the system work? The first time I voted was in 1979. I was a teenager then. But the kind of enthusiasm, joy and happiness that I had then, there wasn't an election that I've repeated that. Because then it was pure understanding of the political ideologies of Unity Party of Nigeria, what that party was coming to do. That was what was driving us, creating joy inside of us. We were not, that was where will you even get money? By that 1979, I was a member of the youth wing of UPN, Ekiti, actively participating in all political activities that pertains to the youth then. Actively participating. So there was no rally or no meeting that we had that we were giving money. It wasn't even part of our expectation. When we went to the poll, where money was not even part of the whole thing. So MPN that had money, people did not collect their money. Nobody cared to listen to anything related to MPN. So, but when you look at what is happening nowadays, people prefer to trade quality governance. They prefer to trade another 4 years for 10,000, 20,000, 15,000, and the likes. So the people to be blamed is the citizens of Ekiti who participated in that vote sale and vote purchase on the 20th of June. Because all such activities negate the norms of good governance. So if the people did not take money, they will be vocal enough to tell INEC to do what they're supposed to do. They want to be there, allowing people who are not the original owner of voters' card to vote. But because they've collected 20,000, 15,000, and they were satisfied. So that was what led to that huge breakdowns of laws and order during the voting process.
And when you speak about the EFCC being chased away, how did that happen?
It was in India here. The video is everywhere. They wanted to stop people bringing money to the polling unit. And they chase them away. With sticks, with iron, with stones, with everything.
But today EFCC head office is in Ekiti State. Do you see the correlation? Are they really complementary?
You
the
see,
EFCC was chased away during election, yes, the EFCC office is in Ekiti.
As a person, there is no Nigerian agency that I trust. No single one. Let's look at the activities of RRS in Ekiti. These are the people that are being paid from the tax of the citizens. They are still the same people, the same agency that is being used against the people with this obnoxious Form K. You understand? I've seen in Ekiti somebody who was picked in his house by 8 p.m. in the evening. Before 8 the next day, he has been taken to Afao prison, Afao Road prison. He has been taken to court, even without the knowledge of his lawyer. By the time his relatives and lawyers are getting to the court, he has been detained by the judicial system for a month or 2 months in prison. So how do I trust such system, such agency? You see, INEC, who in Aramoko there, I have, we try to monitor the election. So we had our control room. We talked to the people on the field. So one of the party agents told us that INEC officials there said they had target that they should continue voting even without the use of voters card. So how do I trust such system? If the opposition had gone to court, a lot of dirty deeds will be revealed. And that is why you see the governor moving from one opposition to the other. What is his business with them? Are they in the same political party? So if he had acted fairly, he wouldn't have any reason to worry. So these are the issues. We need to go back to the principles of rule of law, not that of power and individuals. Is it the police that is working? Why do we still have so many criminals on the street? Before the arrival of the EFCC, we've seen at different locations Nigerian police force receiving transfer from all these so-called Yahoo boys. We've seen that severally. How many of these non-Yahoo boys were arrested by the police and tried? But in recent days, when they learned that EFCC has started moving around, all those Yahoo boys, they ran away from Ekiti. And the market women, who are also so terrible, I learned they were protesting that they should stop chasing those Yahoo boys, that there is no more sense now. So they don't even know the implication of internet robbers who call themselves Yahoos. Somebody who is stealing from another people, and you are getting cheap money from them, and you think you will be excused from the punishment method to those idiots, because they are, when you are robbers, you are idiots. So these are the situation in Ekiti. So when there is no discipline, there is no rule of law, then a kind of space is created where orders and rules will never exist. So it is when we have discipline, rules and order, that you can have honesty and discipline. So if it is only the judiciary that we can get right, if they can dispense with justice, fair and well, most of these crimes will disappear. I'm telling you this. Most of the crimes and the criminals will disappear because they know they have to face the law. But because they know they can buy themselves even from the hands of the law. That is why you see crimes continue to expand.
People of the Fountain.